Hello, my friends, and welcome to episode 83 of the Nourish and Strengthen podcast. Today, this is going to be a short one, short, punchy, hopefully full of value. I was talking to somebody on social media today about something, and I feel like I have some kind of strong feelings on this. And so I just wanted to hop on here and record a quick podcast about it. So we were talking about why the last 5 or 10 pounds, we were talking about 5 in particular, but I think the same lesson applies to 10 pounds, why that is so hard. And I think I know the answer to this, and you might not realize it. So if you're in this place where you're trying to lose 5 to 10 pounds and you keep falling off track and you can't seem to get yourself back on track, you can't seem to get yourself to stay consistent for more than, 3, 4, 5 days, I think I got an answer for you. And I also have some tips of what you need to do. Okay. So the reason why, in my opinion, it is so hard to lose that last 5 to 10 pounds is because most of the time in your life, you are quote unquote happy enough, right? You're confident in your clothes. Everything fits well. You like how you look. That last 5 pounds is not going to make a huge difference in how you look in most things, right? It's not going to be noticeable to other people, but it is a confidence thing for yourself. I totally get it. But what I'm saying is most of the time, you're happy with yourself. You're happy with how you look. You're happy with how you feel. You feel confident. So it's easy to self-sabotage, okay? But then Monday morning comes around or the next day or whenever it is after you go off plan and you're like, dang it, I keep going off track. Why do I keep doing that? So you're back on track, you go a few days and you're like, my pants fit fine. I look great. Things are fine. And you self-sabotage. You go off track, you eat the goodies, you don't get your steps in, whatever it is. And you find yourself in this constant cycle of going off track, beating yourself up about it because you're trying to lose 5 or 10 pounds, but then you get back on track. And after a few days, you feel good and you're like, I met my goal. This is fine. And then you find yourself back off track again. And it's like this cycle, right? So I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. There's a few things. Okay. So if you are here or if you're not at this place, you probably will be at some point, okay, as you start reaching your goals. If you have a coach, this makes it a lot easier because you have that coach built in for accountability and reminding you of your goals, right? And holding you accountable for that. But if you don't, or even if you do, here's what I want you to do. I want you to really think about it. This is step number 1, okay? Really think about if you really do want to lose that weight, okay? Because it might not impact your life as much as you think it's going to. On the flip side, it might. Everybody's different, okay? So think about, okay, how is my life going to be different if I lose the 5 to 10 pounds that I'm currently struggling with? Am I going to show up differently? Are my clothes going to fit differently so that I feel more confident? Again, this is going to be different for everyone. And that last 5 to 10 pounds also is going to be different for everyone. For someone, that might be taking them from an already lean place to an extra lean place, and it might actually make your life harder, okay, to maintain that. Other people, it might be taking them from maybe a slightly fluffy place to like a leaner place, and it actually really is going to improve your quality of life. So everyone is different here. No shade on whichever way you decide. It's just really trying to have that heart to heart with yourself and asking yourself, do I really want this? Okay. A couple ways to decide that are to really analyze, do you want to lose the 5 to 10 pounds more often than you don't? Okay. And maybe that is a journaling activity that you do every single night or every single morning, reflecting on the day you had or the day before. And it's asking yourself, how did I feel today? Did I constantly feel like I wanted to lose the weight, or was I kind of like, feeling confident and good in my skin? And watch those thoughts over time and see how often your mind spends in the different places. Okay. Another thing you can do is practice life in your thoughts. Practice the thoughts of after making that decision. Okay. So let's say you decide, no, I actually don't really care. I'd rather focus on maintenance right now. Okay. Give that a whirl. Live a few days like that and see how you are. If you constantly go back to, no, I actually really do. And if it's like this nagging, I really do want to lose that 5 pounds, then practice with the goal of, trying to lose the 5 pounds and see if you can get consistent. Basically here, the goal of this phase is deciding what you want, okay? Because the next thing I want you to do is hold yourself to the utmost accountability. And I'm going to give you some tricks for that. The utmost accountability for whatever you decide right now. Okay. So take some time, take about a week, practice the thoughts and practice living in each of those scenarios and decide what you really want. Okay. Now, if you decide, you know what? I want to live at maintenance for a little while. If I decide I want to lose a few pounds down the road, I totally can. That is fantastic. Okay. So I want you to focus on that. If you decide, you know what? No, I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to spend the next month focusing on this really, really hard, and I'm going to achieve this goal. Here's a couple tricks for you. Okay. Because we already know you're struggling with self-sabotage. We're struggling staying accountable, right? And staying consistent. Couple ideas, three ideas here. Number one, a sticker chart. You're probably like, a sticker chart? What? Am I potty training? Like, what are you talking about? So, no, really, get yourself a calendar. Okay. Print out the calendar, and you're going to either put a sticker or you're going to put like a big green check mark. You're going to put a happy face, a star. You're going to do something to signify each day that you stayed on track with your plan, whatever that plan may be for you. Okay. Maybe that is hitting certain macros. Maybe it's hitting certain steps. Maybe whatever it is. Okay. Whatever you decide your plan is to lose the 5 or 10 pounds, you're going to mark on a calendar the days you did that. And then you're also going to mark the days you didn't. Okay. So maybe that looks like a big red X through the day, or a frowny face, or whatever that is. You're going to have a different key for the days you were on track versus the days you were off track. So not only is this like this reinforcement, right? You really want to put that sticker, you really want to put that check mark or the happy face or whatever, but also it's a great reflection tool. At the end of the week, at the end of the month, you're able to look back and really see in front of you the work you put in versus the outcome you got. Okay. So maybe you spend a month and you lost 1 pound and you're frustrated, but you look back at your calendar and you were off track more often than you were on track. Okay. In that case, losing a pound is fantastic, right? And so it really gives you this visual of the work that you put in. Okay. Another idea for staying accountable to yourself or staying on track is using a spreadsheet for all your data. Okay. So let me tell you a little story. I was kind of in this place. I was just trying to lose like 5 pounds or so. I was struggling with actually staying consistent. And then I heard about that reverse dieting study that I've talked about before. I did last year. If you want to hear a recap of that, I don't know the episode. But if you scroll back to fall of 2024, it should be there somewhere. And we had to fill out this spreadsheet that we turned in, and it had every single day you had to put your calories and your protein and your weight. Okay. You could do carbs and fats too if you want to. We were just looking at calories, protein, and weight. And it averaged those at the end of each week. So you had your average calories, your average protein, your average weight. And it was just really nice to have all that data in one spot. And I was shocked at how it held me so accountable, because I knew I did not want to screw up my weekly averages by standing in the kitchen at night after the kids went to bed or after dinner or whatever. I wanted my averages to be as on track as possible, and I didn't want to do anything that was going to mess that up. Now, I'm a numbers girl, so maybe numbers and data might not have the same power over you, and that's okay. Maybe the stickers are better for you, but just another idea there, okay? Also, I have found that for a small amount of weight, for many people, it is easier to do a short-term, more aggressive approach. Okay. So that might look like a 30% deficit from your maintenance calories, where you are going really hard, you're really focused, but for a shorter period of time. So maybe you can lose the 5 pounds in 3 to 4 weeks versus losing it in 6 or 7 weeks with a less aggressive approach. I found that for most people, doing something harder, sometimes it's easier to do something harder. Let me explain. Like, if you have a slight calorie deficit, it's easier to work in like different treats and foods and have more flexibility, which is a great long-term approach. But if you're in this camp where you're trying to lose the last 5 pounds and you can get in and get out as fast as you can, for a lot of people, I think that's a better option. So that can just kind of take what you're focused on and condense it into a short amount of time as possible, and then you move on. And that can help with compliance as well and consistency. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Those are my thoughts here. 5 to 10 pounds is tough. It's tough because you are confident enough, you are happy enough most of the time that it's easy to fall off track and self-sabotage, and then you beat yourself up afterwards because you're not staying accountable and consistent with your goals. So let me know if that resonated with you. I know this episode might just be for a small group of people, but hopefully you found some value in it either way, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.